Hello there, it's Wednesday and you're welcome to Wake Up News Live on Globe Television. I am Sandra BOAHEN and these are the top stories. Coming up, the Electoral Commission has assured the public of its preparedness to conduct a peaceful, transparent and fair special voting exercise on Monday, December 2nd. The MVC Majority Caucus in Parliament has petitioned Speaker Alban Bagbin to reject the request submitted by the New Patriotic Party MPs. This morning, Teshimai North NPP parliamentary candidate Martin Oti Jack commissions a renovated 5-unit classroom block for BOAHEN Methodist Primary School to enhance teaching and learning. Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana has announced a nationwide strike set to begin on Thursday, November 28, 2024. On the other continent, United States President Joe Biden says Israel and Lebanon have accepted a proposal to end the devastating Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Coming up in sports, as Sante Kotoko indicates gearing up for FA Cup action this weekend. Details of all the stories and many more coming up shortly. To stay with us. We are starting from the Electoral Commission. Now, the Electoral Commission has assured the public of its preparedness to conduct a peaceful, transparent and fair special voting exercise on Monday, December 2nd. Speaking during a meeting with security chiefs at the Commission's headquarters, EC Chairperson Jane Mensah said all necessary arrangements, including ballot papers and voting materials, are in place for the exercise. To ensure a smooth process, she said the Commission has recruited nearly 210,000 temporary officials comprising returning officers, deputy returning officers, polling assistants, and presiding officers. These officials will oversee operations at over 40,900 polling stations across the country.
And all the ballots, with the exception of the Northern region, the Bono region and the Bono East, have been disseminated to our police armories across the country. I'm well aware that the ballot papers for the Northern region, the Bono and Bono East regions will be disseminated to the police armories this afternoon. It's instructive to note that our biometric verification devices are also being prepared, and we are confident that by this weekend all the biometric verification devices will be safely lodged in the police armories across the country. As we speak, we have over 8 regions. The biometric verification devices have been sent to over 8 regional armories and they are in safe keeping there. The Commission has recruited close to 210,000 temporary officials across various categories, from returning officers to deputy returning officers, presiding officers, polling assistants in all the 40,900 plus polling stations across the
Now, away from the Electoral Commission, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu Dampare, has praised the Electoral Commission for its meticulous preparations and outstanding leadership in electoral matters. This endorsement comes as the EC prepares for the special voting exercise on December 2nd and the general elections on December 7th. Dr. George Akufu Dampare, however, assured the public of the election task force preparedness ahead of the polls.
We've done a lot of work when it came to the printing of the ballots and the transportation of the ballots across the country. And like you rightly indicated, we are 95% done. And with the BVDs, we are also almost 50% done. And looking at the timetable that we are working with, we are sure that within the shortest possible time, over the next couple of days, we'll be done with all this and all these facilities and logistics.
The new patriotic party is aiming high in the upcoming elections, with the General Secretary Justin Kodia Frimpong announcing a target to win 28 to 30 parliamentary seats in the Eastern region. Currently, the party holds 25 of the 33 constituencies in the region and is confident of gaining an additional 3 to 5 seats due to its impressive track record of developmental projects and hard work.
During the commissioning of the renovated 5-unit...
The NPP General Secretary Justin Frimpong Kodia made this announcement while addressing thousands of party supporters in Kwahu Abetifi during the party's health walk dubbed the Eastern Regional Final Walk. He urged party members to vote for Bawumia to ensure the continuation of the free SHS and other policies implemented by the NPP government. Member of Parliament for Ebuakwa South constituency Samuel Atachian is rallying residents of the Eastern region to secure majority seat for NPP MPs to dominate Parliament. He is urging party members to put aside their differences and vote overwhelmingly for the party's presidential candidate, Dr. Bawumia. Minister for Food and Agriculture and MP for Abetifi constituency Brian Achampon confidently declared that the Eastern region is solidly behind the new patriotic party as the election drew nearer. He issued a stern warning to anyone attempting to disrupt the party's expected victory, stating that they will face severe consequences.
Let's do regional stories. The parliamentary candidates for the Techimai North Municipality, Martin Oti Ijako, has commissioned a renovated 5-unit classroom block for BOAHEN Methodist Primary School to enhance teaching and learning. According to the piece, this initiative is one of the many developmental projects undertaken by the NPP government in the community, emphasizing the government commitment to serve the community's interest.
During the commissioning of the renovated 5-unit classroom block for BOAHEN DA Methodist Primary School, the parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party, Martin Otijako, emphasized the need for residents of BOAHEN to prioritize development over political ambitions. He highlighted the NPP government's commitment to the community, citing the numerous developmental projects they have undertaken surpassing those of the NDC. He urged the residents to vote for the NPP for additional development. There are
fighting for their political party. NDC, NPP, yes, all the first party, Kronum Puntu, and the bidding Puntuba. Wow, Yanya of the Puntuba, Jama Yadi Puntuba, and Famra, Marhitingu. When him time award about 20 years, 40 years ahead of us, that's all the Maya. Then no chronic be a Jana Nagina. What's your boy, my boy, to a bar, and PP, crash her. And it's a development, a bishop baha, it makes you say, Benja Kruma. And it is a Nana mother, Mobia is poised for road. In the last say, aside the road, have we done any project over here? We've done a lot of projects now.
The headmaster of the school, Amwa Samuel Ankuma, applauded the parliamentary candidate for the renovation, assuring to maintain the classroom block for its longevity. He further appealed for a computer laboratory, washroom, staff common room, and other educational infrastructures to facilitate teaching and learning.
GP say school no audition say atum. Na you make sure say the school no, school no, so not daddy then ama adichre any additional and so akoso. Lucky and yama be pray bit say classrooms no primary classes na ya na 6. But here only 5 classrooms. DSR papa say a brown this school ni be share and sano. Omo de na onfa ba ko na aka no enka ehu. Enye sa ye be ko ahunyenyem mu. Yeah, you need teachers, staff common room, and also on my
As an esteemed alumnus of the school, the MC of Techima North Municipality, Eversina Dodonko, advised students to learn hard to attain the greatest heights in their future endeavors.
A school for Pramutie. A school for Pramutie. Namene ma bi ko chokodu na yakonu abe na yakwafe mi papa wi anam jina class 3 10 years na ma nyam che kakra sa na mi na mi jina ma yam si di mo yimu si ade mo post no kura be ya akasi a chere ya no me die.
On his part, the chief of BOAHEN, Dasibra Ami Okwatin Amaniampon II, is also counting on the NPP government to deliver on its promises of constructing the BOAHEN road and the TVET school if they are voted into power.
If you say, what can say, what they are contractor now fit. Number contractor, no can say. In Rosam Radio Nakuta, what say, Nanano de, say, they are Mobile Quano, Inti, the Nadia Yapa Bakra. A day better was Sibri. Now said the Moody can share more TVET, no, and also Yugusua, Yawaki, Yamwa, more than some between Abuama TVET, no, the Kanimania, Yensaka, you say, I hear your home craft in our court.
Now, away from Bono East, the Gomwa East branch of the National Democratic Congress has alleged that the Electoral Commission and the New Patriotic Party are colluding to rig the upcoming elections. At a press conference, the NDC revealed an intercepted audio recording which they claim captures the voice of the former Member of Parliament for Gomwa East and the current NPP parliamentary candidate asking 3 EC officers to manipulate the election in his favor.
The audio allegedly features the candidates promising each of the officers 60,000 Ghana cedis to carry out the scheme.
Since I shed it now, many may be able to the men Nadina who see the posse, Yamanepa and a pay by Savaka. And they send the board and Mamma, a crack idea of it into Freya and Tina.
Muscle, baby, I have Boko. I'm kind of Michiam. Now, you have both one to offend them. For me, you are over the Electoral Commission for they are dispensable when it comes to elections. And as all, I'm moving here. I'm trying to billboard and so. Even though I don't discount you people, this time the billboard my trust, so lessons learned, experience gained. Maybe these are some of the things that man to booming and discussions about. So even though you say, I come up or someone by the writing, but.
According to the NDC, the investigations have uncovered that 3 senior EC officers in the Gomwa East office, including Ken Frimpong, Salia, and Isaac Kojeusi, have already received 30,000 Ghana cedis each. The party also alleges that the NPP candidates implicated the EC's Deputy Commissioner, Bosman Asare, in compromising the election criteria for polling officers nationwide to ensure the NPP's flag bearer, Mahamudu Bawumia, wins the presidential elections.
And meeting our Koyena, Tidama can help on the Tofa, neither or easy for Koye agreement today, and one shop I over for Bono, Ma, easy for Yuma or the William Waterman, both the presidential and then the parliamentary sitting will be with my MPP for December 7, Abaya Babutu, I am one energy. And Yakodonefi Achima. Then I say yes, I can't audio, yes, I can't, honorable Kudu Asmi, Okoshia, Oye, one man, our friend Salia. Bakun our friend Mr. Ewusi na bakun our friend Ken Frimpong. In the audio no discussion oyin one year there. Oye December abeya ye babo to you. Quite ben over for the obobuan. Obobuan there. Obobuan why the way we need. Inti Bosha Osha one there. And where what obobuan biara no. Obamo oye 60,000. When can't discuss 600 million. Now obedeka wa more 300 million. We are or the 300 million or the sodo. Ogudu no akasa in the audio no kasa o kan ide sebe ye isifo and our returning officers here ebobo wodi we dumaden na odun edu bia odun edu dem bom ono boko gas meyi the influence ewo oya Dr. Bosman Asare oya deputy EC director ono no yin kwa ye nhihye ma oje dem nkofo to the wombra oya gbogbo is another one ye gbogbo is eduma.
The party is therefore demanding the immediate removal of the 3 EC officials in the Gomwa East who purported to have attended the meeting, as well as investigations conducted to identify the over 60 polling officers and have them withdrawn.
It's here say if you Gomwa East constituency or your NDC amayoko audio bia o bia ya mama media for no na mo abone ya bo mo bibia ati there nye NDC for na yebetna de yakasa keke na yakasa no ye wonjina no yedeka.
NPP candidate Kojo Asmeni has, however, denied the allegations, claiming the audio tape is AI generated. He believes this is a tactic by the NDC to salvage the reputation of the incumbent MP, who is struggling to win re-election due to his poor performance.
Gomwa is habia, I follow Gomwa is politics. Opera can occupy on the Honorable Desmond Petu. Why desperate? Now, Obiasin in there, Aban will lose Abanelli. Back at 2 weeks and 12 days, man, will lose Abbey. Or per BBR, baby, BB was some brains hanging on a straw. Now, on other obey, in soon ordinary, of course, sorry, but from Gomwa has rejected him. Ejuma ko Jasmine be ye no. Nyono na ofend ono obe na obia jitum de ko Jasmine Sansaba. I think that is the reason why I acquire them. I think AI induced fabrication the Asia easy for anyone it's neither here nor there. It's never true. But that's meaning easy for behind doing Komobia, my collection be.
The Time District Director of the National Commission for Civil Education, Osman Seidu, has sounded a clarion call for peace in the Time constituency following its declaration as the second violent hotspot in the country.
We share your constituency, your ranking the whole Ghana hotspots constituencies, the end of the D-way, and to know the make catch time for time man for they say about to a danger about to end to and you know yen say you bet say I can my pass need ye I can before than say you be quite basa na ya didi on a global essence baby am to power as on being for punto di one because obi put is cannot be investment or baby as on be since I may have a PM, man, I mean, said the Amico be a man about to do on the conto one was say, Chronocran as a message, I had you babe your business. Everywhere, Bassa. Now, move to me before no every abbreviation was to say a many hope. Now, so that be a real say, Sir, a team born in a die as a time here, a do a battle, now per Massanasaya, a time. Say, Sir, sooner by and also a boy, equating.
Exactly, one bar. I'm on one that almost fine say, wine and on person of some who say, a friend, if I say, and say, not time for no money or paying, said, so he said, I'm opportunity, so I'm a woman, send me a big crying to me actually to me, Major said, and for time for now, echo make a choice, echo union pen, more platform on which making us have to make a choice.
Minion Marantia, Ghana have a beer, and ma or manoni be and so kutuba. Am I won't yen the ensign fatal day when you did your house, remember. No person said, NDCO, MPPO, or be as I said, or more per se, you wouldn't put to an impossible. And the American said, what will you for? Yes, hospital manager. What will you for? Ye chair school fees. What will you for? Ye papa man. And sister.
In Parliament, the NDC Majority Caucus in Parliament has petitioned Speaker Alban Bagbin to reject the recall request submitted by the New Patriotic Party MPs. The request initiated by the Majority Leader Alexander Finyomakin through a memo dated November 22, 2024, seeks to reconvene Parliament on November 28 and 29 after it was indefinitely adjourned on November 7.
In a memo signed by the caucus leader, Dr. Kasila Toforsen, the NDC argued that the MPP's request falls short of meeting the necessary constitutional and procedural requirement outlined in Article 112, Clause 3 and Standing Order 53, Clause 1 of Parliament. According to Dr. Toforsen, the NPP MPs call for a recall lacks the required threshold, emphasizing that any recall must adhere to specific legal criteria which has not been met in this case. The NDC caucus leader stressed that the Speaker Bagbin has the discretion to approve or reject the recall, particularly since the necessary threshold has not been reached. The NPP MPs had petitioned the Speaker Bagbin on November 22nd, requesting Parliament immediate recall to address critical government business. However, Atoforsen's response reflects the opposition stance, questioning the necessity and legal justification for the recall.
Coming up on the program, the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana has announced a nationwide strike set to begin on Thursday, November 28, 2024. We are going for a short break. When we return, we have more stories coming up this day. United States President Joe Biden says Israel and Lebanon have accepted a proposal to end the devastating Israel-Hezbollah conflict, setting the stage to halt nearly 14 months of cross-border fighting that has killed thousands of people. In a televised address from Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, Biden said the truce would begin at 4 a.m. local time, 2 o'clock GMT on Wednesday. The agreement did not relate to the ongoing Israeli operations in Gaza.
Sirens and explosions in Israel. Israeli strikes in the heart of Beirut and across Lebanon. A violent curtain raiser to an announcement from Washington on a ceasefire agreement.
The fighting across the Lebanese-Israeli border will end. Will end. This is designed to be a permanent cessation of hostilities.
Earlier, the Israeli Prime Minister announced Israel's acceptance of the U.S. brokered deal, saying it would allow Israel to focus on other war fronts.
We will complete the elimination of Hamas. We will return all our hostages. We will ensure that Gaza will no longer pose a threat to Israel.
This is sure to be a tenuous truce, implemented over 60 days. In that period, the Israeli army would withdraw from southern Lebanon, and the Lebanese army would deploy in their stead. Hezbollah would have to withdraw north of the Litani River. UNIFIL, the UN observer forces, will monitor implementation, along with France and the United States. It's not clear how these redeployments will happen, or how the tens of thousands of displaced Lebanese and Israelis
Now, Asante Kotoko is gearing up for FA Cup action this weekend. The team in a social media post indicated shifting focus to the cup competition. Kotoko has a rich history in the FA Cup, having won the title many times. They will be looking to add another trophy to their collection. The team's recent performance in the Premier League has been decent, with 18 points from 12 matches, scoring 10 goals and conceding 12. Now, on the foreign side, Arsenal produced a statement win as Mikel Arteta's full-strength side trashed Sporting 5-1 in Lisbon to boost their chances of automatic Champions League qualification. Sporting once again started slowly against Premier League opposition in Europe, just as they did against Manchester City in Ruben Amorim's final game in charge. But Arsenal did not let them off the hook as their rivals had a few weeks earlier. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has admitted his players' confidence is at a low ebb after they threw away a 3-goal lead with just 5 minutes, 15 minutes